Oke, baik kita install siapa Chiori ya.
It seems like there's another event going on at the Court of Fontaine. Look at that.
Is this really okay? I told you I could do it using the leftover funds. No, not at all. I have only the fullest. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chiori boutique dress for.
Wait, isn't that Chiori? She's actually at her shop today? Oh, you've got a point there. Well, once she's done with her customer, we can go and ask her.
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown, or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding. But from the look on your face, I can tell that may be a little difficult for you.
Oh, I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Chiori, you're actually at your shop today!
Is that really so shocking? It is mine, after all. Anything you're looking for today? A custom design, or perhaps some ready-to-wear outfits for kids?
Hey, Paimon's not a kid!
Oh, that. Well, if news of the event has reached your ears, I suppose the Fontaine Apparel Association's advertising efforts have paid off.
Are there any fun and popular activities that we can take part in?
Ugh, Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun.
Will you be showing off some of your designs too?
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use. Come to think of it, it was also at a previous Fashion Week that our label first took off.
Aren't you pretty much an established name now? People will still buy your clothes even if you don't participate this year, right?
Yeah, that's not quite how it works. Why would anyone patronize a label? In the end, fashion is just a representation of the spirit of the times. People support your brand because they support the vision.
Huh. Okay, so all that complicated stuff aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chiori designs at the show?
Absolutely. The designs have already been finalized.
Ooh, are you...
Well, I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and their familiarity gives me a sense of security.
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Ugh.
We're a long way from Inazuma, though.
No need to worry. I've already taken steps to ensure that it'll arrive safely.
Excuse me. Coming through! Coming through! Chiori, your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm...
Deep breaths, Kirara, then start again.
Oh, so Kirara's the...
Oh, hey, Traveler and Paimon. Fancy seeing you here in Fontaine. It's been a while. Maybe... Wait a second. This is the second time that you've seen me flub a delivery job now, isn't it? Oh, you somehow always happen to catch me off my game, huh?
So, what was the holdup? Sailing delays, bad weather?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders?
Well, I didn't run into anyone exactly.
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
Alright. They were a little different.
So it was a target...
I got the sense that they were actually targeting Chiori's goods.
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I could go as long as I left the goods with them.
Oh, are you okay, Kirara?
I'm I'm good. I'm still.
Well, it's not completely out of the order. Is there something else that you're keeping from me?
Huh?
Perhaps I need to.
You always know how. So, I kind of wanted to know why anyone would order a hit up. One of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to intercept Chiori Boutique's delivery.
And who might this person be?
Chiori, why don't we just let this one go? I mean, I didn't really get injured, and you've still got Fashion Week to worry about.
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara, but if I don't teach this person a lesson, I doubt they'll stop here. Anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves a stern talking to and then some.
All right. The guy said that the commissioner was someone by the name of Uter.
Uter. Now that name rings a bell. Wouldn't you say, Kirara?
Well, that's exactly why I didn't.
So you both know this Uter guy?
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure.
So he's...
A rival is what you call Uter, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of... I've already warned him before to compete with me fair and square. But I guess he prefers playing dirty. Well, I'm more than happy to oblige.
Wait, Chiori, where are you going?
To teach someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey.
Chiori! Wait!
And she's gone.
Oh no.
You seem concerned.
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper, I'm just worried whatever she's about. Traveler, Paimon, could you go after her and check out the situation for me?
Yeah, we'll take good care of Chief.
Any chance you're on the...
Nothing good ever comes out of you. Oh? And I see the Traveler and Paimon are here too.
Chevraz, we meet again.
Well, things have been fine. I suppose the trade-off is that I'm now constantly getting stopped for autographs while out on patrol. Not ideal, if you ask me.
Well, you were one of the leading roles after all.
So,
Indeed it did. I'll need you to come with me.
I only ever hear that phrase from you. Usually I'm the one asking people to do that.
Well,
Not before I know what you...
have I ever made a bad call?
The better question is, have you...
Okay.
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the Special Patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to...
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do anything too out of line.
Are you planning to?
Not if I can help it.
All right.
Follow me.
Just promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
Well, when trouble stops coming my way, I'll be sure to get on that. This should be the place. You all wait here.
You know, Chevraz, Paimon gets the...
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty...
Does Chiori often need your...
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help. The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. But put them in a clothing boutique.
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know. As a result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers...
You scratch my back.
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's, and in some very rare cases. So, who got on her case this time? It's been a while since I last saw her that angry.
Oh, so this is what happened.
Huh? Uter, you say?
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. I heard that even the Maison Gardienne, so he's back at it, huh? His funeral, I guess.
Whoa, what's this about a funeral all of a sudden?
I just meant that Uter's done for. Now bring it in, you two. Get right up close.
Sure, but why?
Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases I just talked about.
What are you doing? Stay away from me!
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of
Huh?
stupidity is doing the same meaningless thing over and over again? It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. So, allow me to refresh your... Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less pleasant landing next time.
Chiori?
Officer, an assault's in progress! Please, officer, you've got to do something!
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I was chatting with this traveler and seemed to have missed what happened. Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence. You don't mind, do you? There's nothing in there that would implicate you in any illegal activity, I would hope.
Forget it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future, especially out in the open like this.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any trash I come across on the street.
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope that today's events will never happen again.
We'll see about that.
Whoa, that scared the heck out of Paimon! How did he just go...
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments.
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved.
believe it or not,
You could have reported him to.
oh, I will. I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue to... Oh, that reminds me.
What a shame. I believe you.
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on taking an advance on tomorrow's quota then.
Don't you think you're maxed out on advances already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I? It's just like you said. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours.
Seems like I should have just stayed in bed today. I'm out of here!
We're back.
You were gone for an awfully long time. Oh, please tell me nothing bad happened.
There's nothing to worry about.
Sorry, Chiori.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything. The next time you need to leave the city with that sort of escort. The next time. I'm being serious.
Wait, you don't.
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed,
There's really no need. I'm just a simple.
well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends. Yes, well put.
Well, if you think.
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered, everything should.
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits so.
Paimon's gonna take a guess and say suppliers are super important.
But of course, they supply us designers with funding. That's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and so nice to.
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chiori brand.
Well. I mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to, it's only natural that some people from other nations.
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chiori brand renowned.
All of it? Your business would have to get pretty huge then.
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
Okay,
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to make it a reality. Is there anything we can do to help out with Fashion Week?
I'm sure I could think of something.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, you'll serve as my living mannequins.
Oh, so we get to try on some of your clothes? Got it!
Seeing them off the rack will also give me the chance to make some small adjustments to the stitching and the silhouette of the designs.
Sounds easy enough.
Most of the clothes you see during Fashion Week, if you like them though.
Ooh, sounds great! Paimon was just starting to get curious about all this design stuff.
Then we have a deal. You'll model some formal wear, Traveler, and I don't know. Paimon here will show off some kids' designs. I'll see you both tomorrow then.
Yep, sounds good. Wait, kids' clothes? Paimon told you already she's not a little kid.
You're here early.
Wait, has Kirara...
Yep, with the Special Patrol.
Did everything go all right on the road?
I believe so. The patrol makes for quite the entourage. The way they marched forward with Kirara around the center, you'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself. They took care to clear the path beforehand. As I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going-away gift for Kirara. An excellent souvenir to remember Fontaine by, I'd say.
Sounds like Navia.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't...
You know, now that you...
I suppose that's why we're such... Navia has a certain... That same spirit is the truth.
It's like finding the perfect...
Indeed.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion is about more than just looks, my dear. Especially if you've got your sights set on a market the size of that. Well, would you look at the time?
Oh yeah. Come on, let's get down...
Indeed. Give me a moment.
Set them up. How exactly?
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This way, we can guarantee that the customers will see something different every day.
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into running a store.
Well then, I'll leave the displays to you.
So, we just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
Not bad. You might just have an eye for design. Anyway, let's move on to the real task at hand. Over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently?
Not too bad.
Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request, perhaps?
Oh, no. Nothing like that, Miss Chiori. To be honest, I came here today to but you can keep the
Don't worry about them. It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Just...
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just...
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once in a while. A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's quarrel. Judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing the truth.
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work on...
That's true. Come, let's pick up where we left.
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am. How can I help you?
I'd like to
Oh, could I ask why?
It's just, not to my liking.
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleeves too short, or is the color too dark? I can always make those adjustments for you.
No need. You don't have to concern yourself with that. I'd just like that refund, please.
And I'd be happy to process that for you. If you could just tell me the cause of your dissatisfaction.
Is Chiori here? I'd like to return my outfit.
Another one?
Is there some sort of new collection? Surely the entire
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? Please calm down, sir.
What is...
Haven't you heard? Chiori, a boutique...
And just who
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got here, they're all sourced from underground factories, aren't they?
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. I've already proved there's nothing wrong with them. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your garments right now. Spare yourself from that flood of yours. Or have you not been convinced of that one just yet?
You...
Elof!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no need to ask them why.
All right.
And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
Chiori?
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. I'm sure they'll go away on their own in a few days. The real goal here is to divert my attention.
If you say so, but Paimon still can't help but worry.
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt about the quality of my work once my new designs are released. The public just has to see it for themselves.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of...
It's our accessories supplier.
What? No accessories? Not even the ones we pre-ordered?
Yes, that's what their messenger said.
And what about the models we asked them to book for us?
I think they'll probably pull out as well.
Even the suppliers believe those nasty rumors?
Is the messenger still here?
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means no brooches, no bow ties, things like that?
Not just that. It means...
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't be able to make your designs at all?
Alof, you stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too!
Thank you. In that case, please come with me.
Let's go.
This had better be important.
Hey, traveler. Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice!
Over here. To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting...
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it! You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds
well...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
You scared Paimon half to death!
Father, you're here.
You know... On second thought, maybe we don't need?
No need to be nervous. Of course. I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved. I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly.
What sort of?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child?
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father. It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else?
Of course. During our stay, let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Swan Fury!
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to?
Well, when I happen to run into you, with this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around. Like, now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate!
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Linny! We're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep. Hello? Something caught your eye?
It's the Traveler and Paimon!
No way!
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once.
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that he can move a mountain with his bare hands.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire— Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about—
Oh, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you! Come on, we insist! I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both. Huh? Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not...
Wait. When you said gifts, I didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics. But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them? Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone you
All right, Fold, Selwar. I have some suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly got...
Really? Awesome! It's been so long since we have had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best...
The wind rises.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsider?
Allow me to introduce...
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been... It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audio. After this mission is over?
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
I heard that.
Oh! Oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I bet those crazy...
That's enough, Phil.
don't talk about family members behind their back, right?
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
Well, that's it for the supply.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here. You're right. Oh, Lenny.
So, what do you think of the member? well, I should probably...
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Uh-huh? Fremine, what are you doing here?
Well,
Fremine! Nice to see you again!
You too.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you...
Seafood soup?
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine?
It's nothing.
Yeah, we've got some left over.
Some food and...
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware. And you were Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Tell me...
Maybe it'll...
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened...
Yeah. Just a fall...
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time!
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you. You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You,
No, I haven't told anyone.
For how long?
About...
So ever since we got to Post...
I know what I'm...
Really? 'Cause from... You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know...
I've thought it through. And I just... Linny, don't you remember last year? Chaplot nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect. And not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my... That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices.
So what you're saying is... that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, but she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time, I couldn't just hand her over.
So what's your plan then?
I haven't thought...
Come with me. There are a couple...
sure care a lot about each other. Well, they got a funny way of showing it. No way. They have a really deep bond. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house.
I'm sorry, Lenny.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised.
Lenny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, you and Lynette are the most
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated. Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away. Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting. Oh, wait a minute, Fremonate. Well, we're all friends here, right?
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then that means finding out where she came from and
I've tried that already.
And?
And she even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's see here. It's just that Paimon doesn't...
Well, sounds like it's worth...
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Lucu.
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremonate. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. There's no time to lose.
She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's...
That's right. Still, when she's presented...
Does she know that she has already...
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer.
Clairvy, if you've got some time...
Sure. Oh, another new friend.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join?
Huh? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that... your name... it's not...
The roster? Oh, I get the people in charge. They're not as nice as they look. They sit in this house. Some people are family and... Wait, does that...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the...
Have either of you heard of that?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy... Perry... But... it seems like she's telling the truth. Maybe we should try a different...
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and you're...
To go outside, where the sun can find me. That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up, I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do... Of course, that's only as a last... If the worst-case scenario happens, you too. I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
Can't touch me.
Behold!
Oh, the knave that...
It's the knave! And... child! Hey! Aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezh. I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here.
What sort of unfinished...
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she'd already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help.
Oh, okay, so have you found any...
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of... And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regraders involved too. I'm helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all that. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries. What?
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do...
Right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but...
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like... Why do you call yourself father?
Huh, good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at...
Wait, don't go!
I'd also like... I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least... Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Wait, did you really...
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say.
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth. Oh, based on your reaction.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase. But I suppose he didn't say anything although it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice. Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things. When the
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then...
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly. The Primordial Sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray—
Good. Like I said,
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the... I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. One, just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay, okay. I get the picture. Well, would you look at the Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other...
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have with...
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say...
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back?
Oh? You want me to leave I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think... Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please, forgive this.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Quit following me.
Oh? You decided to stay a little...
Misalnya itu bawa pemandangan di luar, jadi malam. Masih menikmati pemandangan laut gitu. Masih.
Oh? You decided to stay a little longer.
Fury.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Everything was fine at first. She followed me up. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... Well, we could... Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually... How did it...
Good. I've got the list. It's
Really? Well, what do we... Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade.
Okay. Eksekusi.
Oh, yikes. That Aurora guy has a huge scar.
Ah, I've met him before.
Did he say...
Well, I asked if there was... It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he loved.
Wait, so that means...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the... Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life. Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the fatigue. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But people like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the fatigue.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there.
Well, that's true. But I can't say for sure.
But you think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But she's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children.
And they just believed all
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they...
This is all because of...
Whoa. Hold on. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatigue's strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Wait, but isn't that...
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying. And that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid... I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we can... Well, it's getting late. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, you don't think she's even scary when she smiles? If she were to actually get angry? Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler? Trust is ever, Traveler. Look! Look over there! Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees! Over there!
The wind rises.
Take it easy.
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast! Oh, look! She stopped! Clairvy! Shh. I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this... Please, help us get on the same... Sure. Although, everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor. Experiment... You're saying the knave tip? It's just... That doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross. I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother. Mother? But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, if only Perry were here, she'd understand. Perry? There... Also, it almost feels like she's not really here with that. Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should... She looks so young. It's getting windy. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky, Perry and I promised each other that once we're... But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do? Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into... We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous. And he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but we're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for...
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the Knave and the Doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the Knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still... Lynette, you're with me. Fremine? All right.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit... Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such trouble. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
Ada ketahuan.
Us? Distract you? A good one. But no, we were just here for a chat.
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheme. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tackle...
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now. Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good. Okay, then we probably should...
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait. I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do.
But that's all.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for Mike, if Linny and the others manage to dispose of Claire V in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think, well, time to go. Looks like...
Make my escape.
menu gitu kayak.
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding... It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body. As someone who watches over this, of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence.
Did you get it?
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to...
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of...
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your...
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette,
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your ticket cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Oh, shoot. Are you alright? Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't... Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take...
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra...
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on X.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with Mora. It's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
I'll take 3 papers. Here.
Oh! Thank you for your patronage. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller...
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson.
Actually, why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson.
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one... If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite...
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for...
Then what?
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay. Sounds normal enough.
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
When the weather's like... What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. Clairvy was happy here, for a time.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit.
Okay,
Ware, on the other hand, was rather
Arlecchino.
cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from... Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Ware that she hoped to create a real... There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times, even with her body racked with pain. She would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night.
Oh no.
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Ware weren't children. It was during this time that Ware suggested a new plan. If escaping was a... Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Ware could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option. Precisely. Death was... It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Ware. From that moment on, Ware's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, it was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess.
Crucibina, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Ware killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Ware won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Ware.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself and even chose to give up my own name. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't...
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is... You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your—
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem—
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Iyalah.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable, but other times she would hide from me and become obsessed. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight, they failed, yes? But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again and all resolved. I don't
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gun, but isn't there another— So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcement.
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite...
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me. Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time. But I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Harry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Harry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Oh.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later.
By traitors? Do you mean—
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to—
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father.
Oh.
Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants: Filial, Nantoi, Sato, Toddy. Nantoi clearly said, "If only Father wasn't the one who took us in." Sato added, "I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person." Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you,
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So
we all live in the House of the Hearth. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives.
That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Claire V too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, if this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequence. I'm sorry, Chapleau. Foltz, we... accept.
Chapleau, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted... But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us... So please, Father, please, reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength.
Wait.
Impossible. Father is way too strong.
Anjay.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
Cringe sih, tapi ya udah.
Lynn and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed.
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Oh gitu, amarah. Amarah ini.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
Anjay, aku ingin mencoba kemampuan pada belajar keempat.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less. And you...
Duel bro. Satupnya satu itu lagi. Pakai filat. Nah kan bentar, aduh. Kalem ya. Bukan turun kesulitan. Karya dominan.
Closer now.
Kalem. Masa ya pakai sayu ini? Aman ya. Ya pakai zongli dulu. Aman ya. Ini kan api nih, masa kita lawan pakai animo kayak kurang gitu kan? Kurang. Ini kita pakai new field aja ya. Atau main hyper bloom. Biar dia kalah. Si pricingnya. Kayak party yang
Father, let me
out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, overall, how
By trade.
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean.
False.
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Nantoy clearly Sato at Filial was the worst of them.
I did not. You're.
It's not like I'm the only.
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have.
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar.
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Phil. A single betrayal can cost. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us. What?
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Foltz. I'm sorry, Father. We...
Chapleau, according to the rules...
All those who betray the house...
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please, we all come from... But the truth is, none of us know what a real home... I'm not saying I have all the... So please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny...
I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However...
Our weapon?
Father, are you referring to...
Precisely. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a
Impossible.
Nah ini matinya bagus juga ya, bola matanya. Terus senjatanya si British nih, di long frame-nya.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the Nick. If they lose those...
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the house.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you
traveler?
Dual blade.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
Knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less.
Stabilize!
Udah pernah lawan Arlecchino.
Closer now.
Commit to memory. Make yourselves at home.
With these rising flames,
Watch out for Father's
it's
movements!
my turn now.
Be humble!
Ini zombie langsung.
How amazing. Now that's more like it.
Hang in there.
Solidify!
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory.
Bow your head.
Try to pace yourself. Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Gather!
Illusion shattered. Share my knowledge.
How amazing.
Now's our chance!
How amazing.
I will have order.
Hang in there.
Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
Shine down.
Oke. Ini kan. Silver of wow.
Under
Illusion shattered. Hey, the Temple of Wisdom.
Order guide you. Solidify!
Over here.
Now's our chance!
Sini
The sun and moon have set. Only ruin remains. Struggle in vain.
There is no escape.
Silence!
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
Your punishment made manifest.
Gather!
Illusion shattered.
Now's our chance!
Over here.
Suntown is only the beginning.
soundnya ya. Buat. Ya tapi
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know.
No! I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon?
Warnanya detailnya
I can't
kayak domainnya Radeon pakai
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
dia ini gak gapnya jauh berarti.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all.
Brother! Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed.
No!
I never thought things would end like...
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them.
Wonderful. Then, in just a
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be if you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
Iya sih benar.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't—
Even so, I won't have to live in fear. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really—
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes. Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house.
Kecewa dia, anak-anaknya kecewa yang langsung nunduk dia.
Father.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Dibunuh ya? Enggak. Berde karisma.
Can we talk now? You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. Wait, did I somehow travel?
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's that speechless. Oh. Huh? That's it? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. Can you tell me about it? I want to...
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, later on you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make it. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, but you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crusade. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only...
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down, but somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice.
Is that so? But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic... It's something I discussed with the Iudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be... Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves.
That's more than enough. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears out for 3
Gue lebih suka
Those yokai you mentioned. What do they look? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on. Oh, it sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, You know, I used to dream of playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. That's where Mora comes from. I know if I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't accept something.
Intro.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons, but at the academia, I bet you could do all. I'm just kidding.
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of...
Oh no! That must have been hard for all...
Don't worry. We were able to turn the situation around super quickly. All thanks to Detective Paimon.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
Okay, so it was like this. After...
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't...
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya, but a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed, whatever regrets may linger.
Father?
It's Lenny! Hey, Lenny!
Ya, malu-malu.
What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Apa tadi ini? Tengah-tengah ini.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filial and the...
And you? What happened?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été.
But I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet, I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me.
You're brave, talented. You would do anything to protect them.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that—
You're a hero, Lenny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction, and we may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone, even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization, if reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last.
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead. Protecting my family at all.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson. Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall... As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie, no matter how arduous the journey ahead. I hope...
Tunggu 2 hari.
Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them. By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business partners, especially when a reason.
Lynette, Fremine, how are you feeling?
Much better. What about you? Are you
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Oh, and I wanted to... Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him...
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy.
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. And Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already... A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything.
The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting... That's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that But even if we didn't owe her anything, we may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even...
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it...
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course.
Are Filial and...
I actually saw them at a cafe. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking. They seemed happy.
No Chiori.
She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough for the dress. And that she'd be able to finish making it in time as well.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
It is good. It's just...
what a shame.
Well, see, that wasn't... He's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his...
Huh? So...
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back.
Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece.
Huh? Well...
I think it'd go a long way. You're real...
Hey, Olaf!
Huh?
Well, we were...
Oh, I remember now. There's this...
In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interview...
All right, so... Chiori?
Uh-huh. How did you know where...
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there.
I'm not upset. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning. Don't worry. I'll catch you if you...
All right, don't mind if we do.
Well, how does it feel?
This place is pretty good.
Right? It's quiet and open. And...
Yeah! It's important to take yourself out of that...
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because they spoiled me as a child. I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate. One of the servants had to physically remove me.
Whoa, Paimon would have never imagined that!
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, I was as quiet and focused as could be. It was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics. You know the feeling?
Sorta.
My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago. You could say I really tried.
You were that
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just, on top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big shot expecting me to be at their beck and call. Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse, not one shop was willing to hire me. Not even to do grunt work.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one day become renowned all over to that.
Well, that's a great dream to strive towards.
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine, a city often referred to as the capital of arts and fashion. I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free to make whatever I wanted. I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. Of course, as I spent more— Oh, yeah, she did mention— Who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my— Alright, that's enough side—
Ooh, looks like you've got your game face back.
Back? It was never gone to begin with.
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uter wrote that Charlotte's already working on an article.
I don't like duking it out in the press. I know where Uter's clothes—
Sounds good. As for Fashion Week...
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation? Find incriminating—
but you're—
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out. To tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, thinking about all that, I just—
What?
The sea. Come.
Chiori! Wait, hold up! Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A Lumitoile? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us. These should be enough, right? Paimon picked all the— Chiori, will these do? Great! So are we gonna head back?
Yes, but don't forget. Okay, we've got the materials for the—
You mean we have to start from—
I should be able to—
Oh no, skipping out on sleep is not the answer. Well, anyway, sleep is important.
Well, I can't argue with you there. All this grit and determination.
What else can we help with?
I suppose all there's left to do is—
You got it.
You heard me. Tear them up. When I went to that first fashion week, I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma. If it worked back then, why not now?
But you worked so—
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not going to let them win.
Okay.
No need to be nervous. I won't hold it against you. Of course, if anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses in front of me on a normal day, I'd probably toss them into the sewer. Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions. Good job. That should do it.
Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. Who did this? Those monsters. Slandering you in the papers wasn't enough for them. What? Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes, I think it's about time the Spina di Rosula return the favor.
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, 'cause you see,
huh?
Ugh, what is this, a soap opera? I was the one who asked the
Oh, so that's what happened.
Nadia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation. No?
You and Chiori are really cool.
Of course. Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniform.
As if you'd enjoy designing something as boring and full. Plus, with how much your intel has helped us out in the past, to the Spina?
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm here. Tell me.
If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing?
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. I just knew you wouldn't be intimidated into withdrawing from this year's show. When are you going to get started? I can help with sewing too.
Actually, there's something else I'd like.
Ask away. I'm all ears.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette? I'll need their help as well.
I'm done with my interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Oh! Who did this? Give me names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the...
Not this again.
What should we do?
Sort them by the type of fabric for...
That sounds pretty straight.
Stabilize!
Linny, Lynette! Great, you're both here!
A moment later and you'd have missed.
We read the article in the papers. She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances.
Oh, perfect! She was the one who sent us!
In that case, I assume that there's something...
Okay, so it's like...
Is that all we'll need to do?
Should be a piece of cake for the two of us.
Paimon's glad to hear it! Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some evidence for all the bad stuff Uterra's been doing, right? Chiori said we shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days. We can check in with her again once she's done with all the new designs.
But the show's in another 2 days, isn't it? Will she be able to make the deadline?
Well, according to her, she wants to first beat Uterra fair and square at the show, and then defeat him in the court of public opinion. She said that it be like,
A two-pronged approach?
Courtesy first, confrontation second?
yes.
Understood. Then we'll...
All right. Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said and meet up with her at Uter's factory in 2 days. Oh, Paimon sure hope.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's...
Oh, you're here.
Chiori! How are the new...
Just a few steps left now.
Wow, that's cutting it real close.
Don't worry. I have no
Okay, Paimon totally gets that this is all his fault and he totally deserves it, but...
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open. We're just curious customers after all, aren't...
Well, when you put it that way...
Anyway, Uter's factory is right over there. Let's hurry up and...
why would he open a factory over there?
We have different marketing strategies. While I...
Alright. Ooh, it's really creepy. Paimon would never choose to buy anything from a place like that.
You make a good point. Let...
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Ooh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
A mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please, follow me, dear guests. First stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand. After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Uter seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
This is the studio where our... These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this fitting room. Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why is it moving?
It seems to have stopped.
Where did this thing take us?
Seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory.
Look out! There are guards here! This place is...
Look over there.
Ugh, that water...
And I was the one using
So he was actually the one who opened...
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the touch. He's been using all manner...
Should the...
Never mind issues with shrinking and fate.
That's terrifying. This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up.
This place seems like some kind of warehouse. Ugh, and it stinks too. Huh? What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
Seems like he knew we'd be
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because...
Wait, you're practically at each other's...
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd, but with every criticism we received, finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion, for my part, I gambled it all and devoted everything I had to that 1 week.
You received the acclaim of all Fontaine.
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that.
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished.
Well, let's focus on getting out of here first. Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
There are some control panels. Oh, that doesn't seem...
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Everyone hold hands.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
I will have order.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruder entering expulsion mode.
Look over there. Seems like there's a way out. Maybe we can use these.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
We finally made it out. Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's take this evidence and get out of here. Finally, the entrance. At last.
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see.
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty.
The evidence on your person, you mean?
More mechanical guards? Really? Ever thought about using these funds for a legitimate
Oh, but this is...
What? Destroying Chiori?
Proving that fashion...
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become so...
Spare me the lecture, why don't you? Sooner...
Fashion is about aspiring toward...
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand.
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? You're jaded under... You weren't like this before, Uter.
He realized long ago how utterly...
You gave up on your dream. But that wasn't enough, was it? You think you understand. This whole...
Pathetic.
You're right. Maybe, but more pitiful still, Ark.
You...
Yeah, just leave this guy to...
No. You...
But he has...
It'll be fine. Just go to the venue and tell... I'll deal with him. Some lessons are bad.
Catch up with us.
Trying to leave, are we?
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter. But all that changed after our...
Still
No matter what you've been through, if I may borrow the words of a friend, allow me to show you. The Chiori brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week. Please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chiori Boutique has prepared for you today.
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And most importantly,
An enduring, never-say-die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chiori brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself.
Did Chiori not...
Lights, cameras, over here, please.
Let the show begin.
the world may change, fashion along with it, but Chiori will remain the same. No challenge is too great. Chiori caters to no one. Not even the times. Rather, Chiori will always lead the fashion of our time. Finally, let's not forget. Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand. Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is, Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
How about this?
A little more to the left.
Like this?
Perfect.
Phew. Oh, that looks great!
Of course.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to put it up.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Tevat without a
Now that you mention it, perhaps... Pear would need an alias of...
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be 2 cats and a penguin stuffed into a single hat?
Ooh, that sounds super snuggly and warm.
And a bit cramped.
Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steambird, along with the evidence the Traveler...
Thank you, Charlotte.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light is a journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for...
Huh?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Linnea.
What about something other than...
Thank you, Chiori. It's much appreciated.
Well, I don't really need anything. I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services from Komania Express, we're golden. Actually, that reminds me. When will you be leaving, Kirara? Huh? About that. The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it all the way out of Fontaine. What? No, that's so embarrassing.
Ooh, do we get something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
Disrupting public order at the show. Appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization.
Chevras, we can explain.
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report.
Enjoyed that, didn't you?
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like that?
And if I had...
No, but it would...
Well, I would say...
All right, I won't argue with you.
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to take care of, so you all go. Oh, by the way, Chiori.
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the book.
You know him well.
Thanks again, Shelvrus.
My pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. That was really quite an...
You don't say.
All right, all right. Follow me if you want in on the celebration feast. Come on, we're leaving.
Traveler, Paimon, could you go wait for me at that place with the view?
A place with the view? Oh, Paimon knows where you mean. Sure, no problem.
Perfect. I'll be right there. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But...
Here. Take...
Oh, wow! A brooch! And in the style of Chiori boutique, too! Wait, Paimon gets one...
I've only made 2 for now. After much consideration, you've been a great help. There were even times...
Well, we may have helped a...
I know for certain that I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand, apart from conviction, a single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chiori Boutique could have easily fallen.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But...
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious. I'm confident in the quality...
Well, guess there's not... Should we go back...
Oh, yes, of course. But before that, I'd like to admire the view for just a little while longer. You know, of all the nights I've spent in Fontaine,